Hello everyone. Let's discuss about the recent inflation data showed by government to the public. So let's discuss firstly what is consumer price index, that is CPI. So CPI is calculated by the basically a formula, mathematical formula. So in which the current year price and divide by new base price, that is 2012 into 100. So that will give the current basically CPI of a particular item, we can say. And let's discuss what's happening in CPI recently. So governments used to calculate the CPI of a broad item. Basically there is in 2012 there are around 300 items were there. On the basis of that is CPI, and the calculated, and on the basis of that and weightage of that, the CPI data we are using since 2012. But now need all these things got changed because every users or every people of India, their priority of these services or products changed. So earlier people heavily spend on the food and many other things. But right now the situation was changed. Now people are spending more money on the healthcare system, education, and many other services. So there is shift. That's why need to take into consideration right now. So while I was reading this, so uh, this needs to change 2024. So here government plan to change new base year, that is 2024. So there is a certain shifts came into the picture, and this is very essential because earlier weightage was different for every broad items consumption in India, but right now change. That's why if weightage change, then the calculation of the CPI and inflation that also must be changed because there are all are correlated. Here showing 1.33 and 1.7% somewhere here. So this is all are not correct, we can say, because they are calculating on the basis of 2012. But if we calculate recent what people spending their money on the products, a broad category of item, so it will come more than this because as RBI paper, this is mismatch basically what is on the paper, that is not in reality. And RBI showed that around 6.6% to 7% is current inflation, and there is expected inflation is 7 to 8% in couple of in this year in 2026 onwards. So that is the very crucial point here should be noted. And there is also a red flag where people seeing like the people expenditure, or we can say they are very spending very less money as compared to earlier years 2023 and 2022, because if inflation increases, then people purchasing power decreases. So there is red flag, this we need to consider that. And core problem mainly we can say that the outdated data, that is weightage of every product. Suppose so for example there is milk, bread, and other thing water. So earlier people in 10 years ago or 12 years ago, people don't spend money on water. But now right now people shifted in that way. So they are spending money on water, that is 20 rupees a container water. And in milk earlier it was their consumption might be 1 liter and half liter. So there might be 1.5 liter or 2 liter. So everything got changed. So there is outdated need to be corrected. And we can say in the uh, inflation and the data can be what governments used to calculate, that is like from Jammu Kashmir to Kerala. So they are taking averages of very specific product. That is not all correct because the inflation to each places must be vary, because in Bangalore if we go there in Bangalore or Mumbai or a metro city, the inflation is very high as compared to rural areas. And recently next inflation like coming around the 12th of February, like a new base year, that is 2024. So 12th February is the date where CPI data will be published by the government. And the conclusion from this whole while I reading is that the government when we make change any like older data to new data, so the policy of the government would be changed, and bank might increase the interest rate or decrease depending on the what the current situation of the people of India. So that's all from my side. That is all what I got from this. article.